This video is brought to you by Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist, my new book, which is a comprehensive guide to all aspects of music theory necessary for playing rock guitar. From blues to the cycle of fifths, from understanding and using modes to choosing the right notes for a melodic solo, from pentatonic scales to chord construction and keys. It's all covered in a clear and concise manner. With accompanying video demonstrations, jam tracks and tabs, you'll learn to use the knowledge you gain in accessible ways that make sense for less than the cost of a few guitar lessons. Check out the link in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Today being Tuesday, you know what we do on a Tuesday, it's a top 5 list, and you've already seen the thumbnail and the title, so you know what I'm going to be talking about. Singer Songwriters. How would you define a singer songwriter? It's one of those things where we know there is a genre that we think of as the singer songwriter genre, but you know, it can get a little bit hazy at the edges. Some people would say that a singer-songwriter, you know, is somebody like a Bob Dylan or a Woody Guthrie kind of character, lone troubadour with a guitar, pouring out their heart and their wisdom to their own accompaniment. I don't quite go to that level of purism or puritanism, purist, you know what I'm saying. I think it's perfectly possible, as you will see from the list that's coming up, for a singer-songwriter to be a band leader, you know, because if they sing and they write the songs, what does it matter whether they're singing those songs to a strummed acoustic guitar or whether there's a bass player, a drummer, and, you know, maybe a couple of other musicians up there providing support. So that is very much reflected in the list that I'm going to go through today. All of these artists are, you know, people that I listen to regularly, and most of them you'll have heard of. Perhaps one might be a little bit new to you, so we'll get to that when we get to it. So here is my list of my favourite singer-songwriters, starting with
Billy Joel.
Yes, Billy has been on the radio pretty much as long as I can remember, certainly going all the way back to my childhood. I remember I was probably about 8 or 9 years old when I heard Piano Man, and it just, I'm not sure I framed it in this way, but I thought, what a fantastic picture he's painting, you know, the economy of the words and everything, and the story that he tells, which I'm imagining is probably autobiographical, you know, of being the frustrated musician trying to make the big time and paying the bills by playing piano ballads in some drinking establishment somewhere, and just, you know, I just think that is Billy's gift for, you know, just setting the scene and creating an atmosphere with his lyrics. Loads of songs where you could talk about that Allentown, and, you know, I guess We Didn't Start the Fire. Loads and loads of songs. I listen to his music all the time, and I just think New York State of Mind, now there's a song. What a fantastic song, you know. Fantastic. I love Billy's music, and if we're talking about singer-songwriters, he definitely not only had to be on the list, he had to be top of the pile. Next,
Norah Jones.
Yes, indeed, Norah Jones. I just love her voice. It's just, it's as soothing as honey and lemon on a sore throat. I did a video ages ago where I analysed one of the guitar solos from one of her songs, and I described the album Come Away With Me as my favourite hangover album, because it is such a soothing album. Music like this can often, you know, kind of veer off into the bland, you know, kind of background music, wine bar kind of schmoozing music, but this just doesn't. It's got soul, and it's got energy, and it's got a joy about it that just I find really infectious. And as I say, I absolutely love her voice. She's a fine singer and a fine songwriter. And again, if we're talking about my favourite singer-songwriters, then she definitely has to be on the list. Next,
Bruce Springsteen.
Now this one is probably the most, possibly one of the controversial ones on this list, because people don't tend to think of Bruce Springsteen as being part of the singer-songwriter genre, but he is a singer and he writes the songs. As I said in the intro, you know, it doesn't matter to me whether he's got like a 5, 6, 7, 8-piece band. How big is the E Street Band these days? It doesn't matter whether he's got a band on stage with him. It's he's singing the songs that he wrote. So by definition, or the strictest definition of the word, he is a singer-songwriter. In a career as long as someone like Bruce has had, there's always going to be the odd, shall we say, substandard album, and that's true of him. I mean, I can't bring it to mind now, but A Letter to You, that was an album that he did, I think about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, and I liked it at the time, but I just don't think it's aged particularly well. And a little bit on the long side, I thought, but that is more than made up for by, Born to Run. Come on, what a fantastic album. Darkness on the Edge of Town, The River, what a great, a double album that I don't think there's, any weak spots on that album. It's one of those double albums that I can listen to and not feel like I have to skip past the odd filler track. Great stuff. And Born in the USA was probably my introduction to Bruce's music. That was the sort of hoo-ha surrounding that album when it came out in '84. Was the hype that was surrounding it. Went out and bought it, and it's a great album. If you don't like Bruce Springsteen, then I'm probably not selling it to you, but I do. Just songs on there: No Surrender, We Learn More from a 3-minute record than we ever learned in school. His homage to Miami Steve Van Zandt, who'd quit the band, that song Bobby Jean, that's a great poignant song, I think, and My Hometown, just great songs. I suppose with a song like Born in the USA, he could come across as being something of a chest-beating, tub-thumping, bellowing exponent of overly zealous national pride, shall we say. But if you take a proper look at the lyrics of that song, there's something more subtle going on there. Just go and read the lyrics to the song. Again, one of the things that characterises a lot of the people on this list is the clever use of lyricism, and I'm talking about singer-songwriters again. Like all of these on this list, Bruce had to be there. Next,
Henry Priestman.
This is the one that, if there's going to be any on this list that are unfamiliar to you, Henry Priestman might be that guy. You might recall a band from the late 80s and early 90s called the Christians, a British band from Liverpool, called the Christians because I think 2 of the brothers in the band had the surname Christian. And Henry Priestman, I think, was one of the songwriters in that band. Certainly he was in that band. And it's just, again, clever lyrics. The album I would recommend you go out and check out from him is called The Chronicles of Modern Life, and there's a song on there called Old. And I've spoken about this before, but there's a brilliant line in the end of the chorus of that song where it says, when I try to make some sense of it, the laughter takes a hold. I'm the same age that my father was when I first thought he was old. It's just brilliant. That's poetry. And all of the songs are of equal stature on that album. He really knows, again, like I was saying about Billy Joel, how to tell a story, how to paint a picture, how to set an atmosphere in a 3.5-4 minute catchy tune, which is what the essence of, I think, being a singer-songwriter is all about. Go and check him out, Henry Priestman. Next,
Elton John.
Yes, good old Reginald Dwight, or is he officially Elton John now? He was born Reginald Dwight, wasn't he? It needs to be said that I think Elton's best years as a singer, part of the singer-songwriter equation, his best years as a singer are definitely in his rear-view mirror. Elton, do you really need the money? It's you might want to consider, retiring, go and tend to the garden, and maybe plant a few carrots and runner beans and stuff. Do retirement sort of stuff. But great songs. I know he's not solely responsible for the majority of the songs. He's got the collaboration with Bernie Taupin, but he's a singer and he is part of the songwriting process. So I'm going to include him on this list. My rules. I've played countless of his songs in various bands I've been in. Kiss the Bride, I'm Still Standing, loads and loads of his songs. It was a toss-up, actually, whether I put Elton on the list or David Bowie. But on balance, and a lot of people will be shouting at me because Bowie isn't on the list. Bowie, how you pronounce it, be shouting at me because David isn't on the list. But out of the albums that I've got by both artists, it's Elton I listen to the most. And again, just great songs, great production. It struck me the other day, I was listening to, and it's not one of his, kind of outstanding songs. It was a big hit in 85, I think it was, Sad Songs. Just go and put that track on, listen on headphones and listen to the production, listen to the musicianship, the vocal harmonies, for example, in An Age Before Pitch Correction. He surrounds himself with what can only be described as the cream of the crop of musicians. I'm a big fan of his guitar player, Davy Johnson. Great songs that he has a hand in writing, and not so much songs that paint a picture or tell a story. I suppose Candle in the Wind could be classed in that category, but it's just great catchy music that I enjoy, and I used to really enjoy his voice. I still do enjoy listening to old recordings of his voice, but as I say, these days, I think retirement beckons, Elton, and we'll leave it at that. So there you go, folks. That is my list of my personal favourite singer-songwriters as defined by the rules that I chose to use. If the person sings and if they have at least a hand in the songwriting, then I'm going to class them as a singer-songwriter for the purposes of this list. As ever, I'm sure you've got a list of your own, so why not chuck that down in the comments section. Be interested to see what you think of my list and what yours is as well. But that is very much the video for today, folks. I hope you found it reasonably entertaining, and if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so, and why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream every Friday 5 p.m. UK time. We drink beer and talk about stuff, music and guitars, and possibly this week singer-songwriters, who knows. It's a great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.